Two matters to briefly address before we bring the jurors in. The first concerning the waiver of attorney-client privilege as to the testimony of Mr. Scalo. I am going to need to place the defendant under oath concerning this. Ms. Adelson, please rise, raise your right hand. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
You can lower your hand. You understand with your former, or I guess I don't know the relationship exactly, but someone who has previously represented you, concerning their testimony today, are you waiving attorney-client privilege concerning what they will testify about?
Yes, I am.
Concerning that, Mr. Zellman, do you wish the court to make any further call?
Yes, Your Honor. The waiver is specific as to the counsel that our client received from Mr. Scalzo.
Well, if you need to discuss with her what she's waiving, that's fine. I don't believe you can waive on her behalf. Mrs. Adelson, do you understand the scope of the waiver that you're providing? Do you understand the scope of the waiver that you're providing of attorney-client privilege?
I do, Your Honor.
What is that scope?
The information that was discussed after my son's trial regarding my travel and my state of mind.
Is the defense planning to examine this witness on any other topics than what has been identified as the scope of the waiver?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. If any matters are inquired into that exceed the scope, at that point, we are going to have to send the jury out of the room. As I previously stated before, the state is permitted to cross-examine as to all topics that are inquired to on the defense direct, and also as well matters of impeachment and bias. Does the state need to be heard in any way?
No, sir.
As to the other matter concerning whether Mrs. Adelson will testify as a part of the defense case in chief, Mr. Zellman, were you able to speak with her as to a final decision?
I'll allow, the short answer is we were allowed 20 minutes during the lunch break to speak with Ms. Adelson.
In addition to the time that you had yesterday and other times?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I may, Judge, the issue is that we...
Well, one moment. Who's handling this matter? We're not tag teaming any arguments of any sort.
Your Honor, what Ms. Fulford and I had discussed was the factual issues that are concerning our client's decision. She was more involved in than I was. So the only thing that I intended to address was the time that we had during the lunch break. Aside from that, I'm asking that Ms. Fulford be allowed to address the court.
Ms. Fulford, go ahead.
The issue that we're facing, Judge, is this was 6 days of testimony from witnesses for the state and a great deal of evidence that they have entered. We have discussed with our client, of course, her right to remain silent or whether she wants to testify or not. We have not had an opportunity to go through all of the evidence that's been entered in this case and have a full and frank discussion with her about that evidence. If there are any issues that she thinks need to be addressed for her testimony, whether she thinks she needs to testify or not, and what her decision is on that.
When we had the break yesterday at 2:45 in the afternoon, you did not speak with your client concerning whether she wished to testify or review the evidence?
Yes, Judge, and that's what I said. We have discussed with her whether she wants to testify or not.
The defendant in every single case, Ms. Fulford, is faced with this moment as the defense case in chief ends. What are you asking for?
I'm asking for additional time to be able to go through all of the testimony and evidence with our client so that she can make a fully informed decision as to whether she wants to continue to remain silent or testify in this case.
Ms. Fulford, concerning that has been provided by the court. If she wishes to testify, we do need to go through the colloquy. If she does not, it's a simple matter. But there has been time pre-trial to prepare for this moment. There's been time during trial. and specifically, we recessed court early for you to address any issues of witnesses or whether your client would testify.
Yesterday, when you allowed us to recess early, Judge, Mr. Zellman and I spent time going through the evidence that was admitted, making sure that we understood everything that was there, because there was some confusion during the trial about things being added and things being removed, so we wanted to make sure we understood completely what there was there. We left here, went straight to the jail, and had the issue with the potential new witness and spoke with our client. But that's not an ample time to discuss with her what has actually come in the state's case.
Your client is in a no different position than any other defendant who has to decide whether they wish to testify or not. I will give you 5 additional minutes to discuss this matter. From there, the defendant is going to have to make a decision whether she is going to testify or exercise her right to remain silent. Please check with the jurors, let them know that we will get started momentarily.
Times is the response from the audience concerning things that are said by the defense. And although the proceedings are public, that has not stopped peanut gallery from their comments and laughter. We are respectfully requesting that the court allow Ms. Adelson to participate at sidebar, as she is entitled, and for the court for us to address additional issues that are weighing on Mrs. Adelson's decision.
Please approach. We are not going to do this for very long. If there are no other witnesses for the defense, it is time for the decision to be made.
I can tell the court that co-counsel and my client are deep in conversation concerning this.
I am capable of seeing that, Mr. Zellman. No narration is needed. Mrs. Kappelman wants the defense rest. Is the state intending to place or put on any rebuttal case?
I think not. If they rest without calling any further witnesses, that could change if Mrs. Adelson decides to testify.
Very well. At this point, I do need a decision. Mrs. Adelson, please rise. You've been placed under oath earlier this afternoon. Mrs. Adelson, I will advise you concerning your rights. You understand that you have the right to remain silent, and the jury will be instructed that your silence cannot be held against you in determining the merits of this case. Do you understand this?
I do understand.
Do you also understand that you have the right to testify as a witness in your case in chief on your own behalf.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
You understand if you do choose to take the witness stand, you will be cross-examined by one of the prosecutors.
Yes, I'm aware of it.
You understand that your credibility will be placed before the jury like any other witness.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Have you been able to discuss, or have you been able to discuss with your attorneys the two rights that the court has placed before you?
Yes, we've discussed the rights.
Concerning those rights as to whether you will remain silent or whether you will testify, have you made a decision concerning this matter?
I haven't. I'm not prepared to make that decision. This decision affects the rest of my life.
Mrs. Adelson, you're in the same position as every other criminal defendant who faces trial. Ultimately, you must decide whether you will testify or whether you will not. I cannot make you testify. Your attorneys cannot make you testify. But ultimately, you must choose whether you will testify or not.
I don't have to choose. I was hoping I would have some time to speak to my attorneys.
This has already been discussed, ma'am. What is your choice?
Judge, since I was handling prior witnesses while Ms. Fulford was speaking with Ms. Adelson, can I have a few minutes, please?
What exactly are we going to accomplish that we have not been able to since the trial started, pre-trial, the long recess yesterday, or even the lunch break today?
That's what I'm trying to determine, Your Honor.
I will give you exactly 5 additional minutes. From there, Mrs. Adelson has to make a decision whether she will testify or whether she will not.
Thank you, Your Honor.
If anyone in the gallery needs to use the restroom or stretch your legs, this is your opportunity at this point. Everyone can be seated. Mrs. Zellman, Ms. Fulford, Mrs. Adelson, the extra time that you have been provided, that has come to a conclusion. We are not finished with the colloquy quite yet. I am not talking for the sake of talking. Before we have to move into any contempt, we do need to move on. Mrs. Adelson, the question remains, as it relates to your right to remain silent and your right to testify, what is your decision concerning these two rights?
This time I don't want to testify.
Very well. As I've previously stated, the jurors will be instructed that your silence cannot be held against you in any way. We will bring the jurors back out. The defense will rest its case on the record. Ms. Kappelman, you indicated the state will not have rebuttal.
Did say that, Judge. May I have a moment to confer with co-counsel?
Go ahead.
There is one matter, Judge, that I thought we might be able to reach an agreement on, and we have. I will need to prepare a written stipulation for Your Honor to read to the jurors. Or we can decide the language now if you find that more acceptable. It's a one-liner. The parties have stipulated or agreed that Patricia Bird was never listed on the defense witness lists.
As to that, prepare the stipulation in writing. It needs to be signed by counsel for all parties and the defendant. From there, the stipulation will be read prior to the court going into further instructions. The preliminary copy of the jury instructions was sent to everyone this afternoon. Did everyone receive it?
We received it, Your Honor. We have not yet had a chance to look through it.
All right, we'll bring the jurors back into the room. The defense will rest. We will send them home for the evening. We'll give you a few minutes to look through the instructions. We'll go through the charge conference. And then tomorrow, we will move into instructions and closings.
Your Honor, can counsel have a moment to confer concerning whether or not we are going to rest at this point?
Do you have another witness to call?
That's what we need to discuss, Your Honor.
We've done a lot of conferring. Please quickly come to a decision as to whether there is another witness, in fact,